Here is a natural, emotionally accurate American English translation, written the way a U.S. audience, especially parents 40 to 60, would actually listen to and feel. I've kept the pacing, pauses, and warmth, not stiff, not literary. Something very strange happens to many parents. In the past, I only had to say one thing, and my child would listen. Now I say so much, and my child stays completely silent. No arguing, no pushing back, but also no following through. And the most painful part is this. I speak with all the love I have, but my child hears it through distance. I remember it very clearly. One evening I sat down to talk with my child. It wasn't a big issue, just work, life, the future. I offered some advice, very gently. Honestly, very gently. I spoke because I thought, greater than, I've been through this before. I know how hard this road can be. My child listened, nodded, then said a familiar line. I know, and that was it. No follow-up questions, no more sharing. The conversation never came back. That was the moment I realized my advice no longer held the place it once did. So many parents I've talked to tell the same kinds of stories. Their child no longer asks for advice before deciding. They listen, but don't act. They avoid deeper conversations. They respond politely, but from a distance. And inside, parents start asking painful questions. Did I say something wrong? Do they not respect me anymore? Why don't they listen now? They weren't like this before. Few parents say it out loud, but many are hurting in silence. There's one truth that's very hard to accept. Your child is no longer a child who needs to be shown the way. They've grown up. They've had their own experiences. They've paid the price for their own choices. Yet many parents, myself included, still talk to them using the voice of a teacher, the posture of someone who knows better, the role of the one who's right. While what our grown children really need is to be heard, to be respected, to be trusted with responsibility. It's not that parents are wrong, it's that the role has changed. I realize something very honest. When children are young, advice feels like guidance. When children are grown, advice can feel like control. Even when parents never intend that. We say things we've said forever. I'm only worried about you. I'm saying this for your own good. Just listen to me. To parents, that's love. But to a grown child, those words can sound like, you're not good enough yet. You can't decide for yourself. I don't trust you. And at that point, they choose silence. Not because they don't love us, but because they don't want to argue anymore. Parents give advice because they're afraid. Afraid their child will fail. Afraid their child will suffer. Afraid their child will pay a heavy price. Afraid they won't be able to help anymore. Children stay silent because they don't want to be corrected. They don't want to be judged. They're tired of explaining. They don't want to disappoint their parents. No one is bad here. No one is trying to hurt anyone. We're just loving each other in two different languages. I once heard a father share his story. He used to comment on every decision his child made. Never yelling, never angry, just always reminding. One day he decided to stop giving advice. Instead, he simply asked, "Have you been tired lately?" And for the first time in a long while, his child sat down and talked. A lot. Not because the father suddenly became wiser, but because, for the first time, the child didn't feel judged. It's not that advice has lost its value. Advice still matters. What's changed is the timing and the way it's delivered. When children grow up, their experiences carry more weight than words. Mistakes become their fastest teachers. Trust becomes more valuable than instruction. And sometimes what they need isn't advice at all. They need someone who's there, someone who doesn't judge, someone who doesn't fix things immediately, someone who doesn't try to live life for them. I don't speak less because I care less. I speak less because I understand. I can't live life for my child. I can only keep the connection. I learned to listen to the whole story, not rush to solutions, not compare, not bring up the past. And something surprising happened. When I spoke less, my child spoke more. Not right away, but genuinely. If today you feel that, your child shares less, your child feels distant, your advice no longer lands. Try asking yourself gently, am I speaking to my child as if they are still a child or as the adult they've become? Those two roles are very different. Parenting an adult child is no longer about leading the way, controlling outcomes, deciding for them. It becomes saint